Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kaylin if you're new here, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to achieve this beautiful natural glowy makeup look that takes me literally at most 10 minutes. It's the easiest look that you can achieve. So if you want to get a makeup look similar to this, definitely keep on watching. Always the very first step in my makeup routine is applying lip balm. There's no worse feeling than putting all of your makeup on and your lips being dry, so I have to start with lip balm. This Summer Fridays lip butter balm in the scent Mint is the most delicious flavor. It's just so nice on your lips. It's super refreshing and moisturizing, so I'll first start off with this. I love the applicator and it goes on super easily. Here's what the lip butter balm looks like. I got this on Revolve. It is the best thing ever. I already feel so much better. Next up is the makeup application. I use this Glossier bag and I'm obsessed with it. I've had it for years. It's super big. It's able to fit all of my makeup and there's a bunch of little pouches within the bag, so I'm obsessed with this. If you guys are looking for a bag, I'm not sure if they still have it on the website, but I love this. The very first step, always wet my beauty blender. I definitely could have cleaned it before this video, but I love a damp beauty blender. There's nothing better, and I feel like personally it never absorbs too much of my makeup. Since I'm going for a natural glowy makeup look, I'm not gonna do foundation. If you're gonna do a base layer, I would probably do a tinted moisturizer, but since we're not doing foundation today, I'm just gonna go in with this Gucci concealer. It's in the shade 17W Fair. I never knew which concealer I really gravitated towards, and now that I've tried this, I'm obsessed with it. It's super light coverage, but also very buildable. I always go in under my eyes, like so. I'm pretty generous with concealer just because I don't put any foundation and I have pretty bad under eyes, so that's why I kind of go in. And then I'm breaking out right here, so I'll just dot a few around forehead where I'm breaking out. Then we'll go in with that damp beauty blender and blend it out. I'm never dragging it. I'm always pressing in the product in my face, and I feel like that's what's worked best. Also, while I'm pressing it on the bottom, I'll also go on my eyelids as like a primer. Blend this out. Super easy to blend. I don't know exactly how much the Gucci concealer retails for, but it's so worth it. I've had it for a few months now, so there's plenty of product. I think I got it over the summer and it's already December. Continue to blend this out, and then I'll also put the residue like in my T-zone where I want my face to be a little bit brighter. Because we're focusing on the wet products, I just applied the concealer. I'm gonna go in with the Say bronzer. I'm obsessed with this stuff. Again, a really nice applicator, and this is in the shade Dew Bronze. Love this applicator. And then I'll kind of just like go up by my cheekbone where that natural shadow already is. A little bit on my forehead. I have a bigger forehead, so as much bronzer as I can hide, I will do that. Voila! I use this same beauty blender, but just the bottom half to blend out the bronzer. Again, tapping in an upward motion. I don't want this to look super harsh, so I'm not extremely accurate. I just bounce it into my skin, blending upwards, never downwards. You want to give your face that lifted effect. And this is definitely all about blending. It takes time, but blending is going to be your best friend. This one I kind of will rub in, especially in my hairline. You don't want to ever have a harsh line. So even by my ear, I'll kind of blend this out. But when it's on my face, I always tap it in so there's no streaks. But for sure, by your hairline, you kind of want to drag it in there so there's no harsh lines. After I'm done blending it in as much as I think it can be, I'll use this denser brush. It's a foundation brush, but I will also pat that in. I feel like it gives more of like an airbrush look, and brush it upwards. I feel like this is what gives the natural look between the beauty blender and then a foundation brush. It really soaks into your skin, is able to give you that natural finish where you're just kind of bronze. And then I'll kind of just go underneath my cheek again and on my chin, because you don't want this to be super noticeable. Just blending around, brushing upwards, never doing a super clear contour. Again, in the hairline. While the liquid concealer and bronzer are drying, I'll go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I have thicker eyebrows naturally, but I feel like if you're going for a natural look, you don't want to fill them in too much. I love a clear brow gel. It keeps the brows in shape, in check. I just feel like it also gives that fluffier look. If you have more sparse eyebrows, definitely fill in where you want to, but having this clear eyebrow gel will just give you that natural look. And I always brush upwards and then to the side, kind of just following the natural shape of my eyebrows, never making it look anything too crazy. I used to get my eyebrows laminated and I may do it again, but I also just feel like I didn't look look like myself. I also love this eyebrow gel because it never has any residue on my eyebrows afterwards, which I feel like is super important not to have. Now that that's dry, I'm kind of go in again. Blending is your best friend, so I just kind of blend a little bit more where I feel like it looks super harsh, where it's kind of already dried. And then I will go in with liquid blush. I don't always do this step, but when I do, I feel like it makes a difference. And I have this Merit in the shade Mood. I always thought this purpley tone was not gonna go well for my skin type, but honestly, it's the perfect shade, especially for the winter. So I will just do a couple dabs on this, making sure that it's on the high ends of my cheek. 2 or 3 dots. For this, I just go in with my finger pad, making it super, super natural, blending it in with the warmth of my fingertips. I always feel like that's the best way to do it with liquid blush. That gives me a nice rosy tint. The next step, in my opinion, is the most important step. This will make you feel like you have that filter on your face without having any filter, make your skin so flawless and smooth. This xoxo Cloud Set in the shade Breezy is the best. You can clearly see that I hit the pan already and I need to do a repurchase, but this is so good. I've had so many people ask about my makeup specifically for this. I kind of just swirl the product on that same brush. It's like a foundation brush, more dense. Tap off the residue. You don't want to look too crazy. And then I set everywhere that I put the concealer, especially the under eyes for me, and on the lids I have really bad creases. So I recommend if you have the same that you set exactly where I am. Underneath the eyes, eyelids, and then I'll also do my T-zone because that's where I get the most oily, especially on my chin for whatever reason. But honestly, I kind of just set everywhere and go crazy with this product because you can. And while this mattifies your face, I feel like it does a perfect job at not making it look too cakey, so that when you do add some more of the bronzers and blush, that your natural glow is still able to shine through. Like obviously you can see my forehead, I still have some glow, natural shining coming through, but it doesn't look oily, which is always my intention. After we've set the makeup and your face looks flawless, we're gonna bring some color, bronze, and luminous back into the face with this Hourglass Ambient Luminous Bronze Light. This is the best bronzer. If you can't tell, there's some shimmery bronze in there and it's the perfect shade. I feel like once you mix this all together with this angled brush, it looks so stunning. Also just gives you a nice glow that looks like it's within. I use this angled brush and I feel like you always have to use an angled brush with bronzer, and I just tap that in, always tapping off the excess and blending up. Again, never down. We want to make ourselves look like we have a facelift. And then I just kind of tap it and also brush it in a way. I also will bring this on my eyelid. Since this is a natural look, I never put eyeshadow on my eyes. I just put the residue on my eyelid of the bronzer and it brings the makeup look together so seamlessly. And then I'll also bring this on my neck so that's not a harsh line in my hairline. After the bronzer, I go in with the Patrick Ta She's That Girl. I only go in with the powder blush. There's also a liquid one in here, which is amazing. I love that there's a duo for both, but I just go in with this shade and I go in with this blush brush, which is more of like a lighter brush, not super dense. Always doing it on the tops of my cheek, never dragging it down again. Highlights of my cheek. I feel like when I used to put my blush on my nose, it would ruin my makeup, and I just realized that I need to focus the blush where it's supposed to be, like a rosy cheeks moment, not dragging it across my face. So this is what's worked best for me. Because I don't want the blush to be super harsh, I'll go back in with that foundation brush that I used to set my whole face and kind of just pat it all in. Last step is eyelashes. I use this eyelash curler. I don't know if it really does a lot, but I just use it because everyone else does. My favorite mascara is this one from Tower 28 Make Waves Mascara in Jet. I feel like this doesn't get super clumpy and I just love how it's like a little wave. It's the perfect shape. I just go up. I never put too much mascara. I feel like that's where some people can get really wrong. If it's too clumpy, I just like it wispy. I also never put the mascara on my bottom bottom lashes. I always feel like that drags underneath and my makeup would just look really bad. We'll focus it on the inner corner and also the outer corners because I love when the outer corners look super wispy and dark. And this is the final look. I'm obsessed with it. I feel like it's super natural but glowy. Looks like you have a lot of color in your face but put together, and I'm just obsessed with it. It's super easy. It takes me at most 10 minutes and so easy to achieve for a new beginner or someone that doesn't do makeup that often, and I feel like it would look beautiful on you. Definitely let me know if you try it or if you have any questions about the products that I use. This is my absolute favorite makeup routine. I hope you enjoy it.